Hello, Corinne. I am doing my project over the YouTube history and what's currently going on in the space for YouTube. Right now, they're in some really strange times, I'd say, and it's kind of just a crazy moment. All right, first things first is the beginning. YouTube was founded in February of 2005 by three former PayPal employees. Obviously, you know what PayPal is. It's just basically an online banking system where you can securely purchase stuff off like eBay and stuff. It was founded by Chad Hurley, Steve Chan, and I think it's Jared Kareem instead of Jod, but the internet told me Jod. So the first upload came in April of that year. It took them some time before they were able to come up with the ability to upload videos, and it was titled Me at the Zoo. It showed Jod at the zoo. It was pretty basic videos, only about 11 seconds long. Soon after all this happened, Google, who now owns YouTube, bought it in 2006 for $1.65 billion. By this time, it started to boom a little bit more for YouTube and was seen viably as a place where you can go and share whatever videos you wanted, obviously within some certain guidelines at the time. Wasn't as broad as it is now, but I will get into that later. Fun little fact behind it, the continued growth at this time eventually doubled the total bandwidth of the internet in 2000, which basically bandwidth is how much information is stored on the internet, and YouTube alone doubled what was stored in 2000. I kind of divided this into certain year ranges that made the most sense. For the 2010s, YouTube went over a whole overhaul of its user interface, made it more accessible. The old YouTube used to be kind of just look clunky and not as sleek, where now they got closer to what the current YouTube looks like. I feel the major genre of videos at this time were video game videos. So people playing video games, playing like Call of Duty and Minecraft, going for like kill streaks and stuff, playing just regular Minecraft mini games and whatnot of the time. Other popular genres at this time that started to evolve I wouldn't say there were too many. I'd almost say it was pretty much a lot of video games at this time. People playing video games and whatnot. It's when around this time PewDiePie started his YouTube channel and started uploading, who is one of the most popular content creators now. And overall, it started to boom more in the 2010s due to the video game popularity. Next, we get to the 2015s. This is the time when YouTube had another major rebranding. It's been about 5 years since they did their last one of continuous updates. This one took more effects into the social guidelines, which I'll get to in the next slide. I'll get into it on this slide. Basically, they wanted YouTube to look more professional, so they basically started putting guidelines on videos that if you want to have ads, you gotta abide by these certain guidelines, kind of getting rid of the free speech aspect that YouTube was more known for at the time. You could no longer use terrible swear words in the videos. You couldn't use certain words. Like in today's age, if you were to say COVID-19 or coronavirus in your video, you would be subject to review and possibly get demonetized, which means you're not going to get ads on your video, which then hurts the creator's ability to have an income from that video. Essentially, they'll be getting a penny per view rather than like 5 cents per view. Some basically like that could end up harming the user over time. Some YouTubers have adapted to this, obviously by getting outside sponsors, and they'll have like a sponsored ad at the beginning of the video for like a very popular one would be Manscaped, which is like a men's self-grooming thing. Not going to really dive too deep into that one, but a lot of YouTubers are getting now like big-time sponsorship deals to kind of counteract it. it's basically, it's kind of a mess right now. A lot of them have a bunch of complaints about it, and it's became really picky on stuff and people claiming videos and whatnot. It's just not a good look for it. Creator-wise, it's not a good look, but for the company, it might be just because it makes it look more professional. The popular videos that were kind of at this time were becoming vlogs or like real-life things. So a lot of the normal video game YouTubers kind of evolved more into like real-life vloggers or what would be called a blog, but it's a vlog, so it's a video blog instead of obviously the name for it. You probably knew that. So just basically at this time, vlogs and real-life interaction became more popular. This one just kind of has the 2017 to current. I don't have a lot of points on it, but I'm going to talk a lot more than what is listed. Around 2017, we saw a big influx of Vine creators coming to YouTube. So there used to be a popular social media called Vine. It's kind of like TikTok, but of that time, where you can only post 7-second videos, and yeah, they basically do a skit in 7 seconds, and and that's how it's created. A lot of popular sayings kind of came off there, like, "It's Wednesday, my dudes," and the guy would proceed to moan and stuff like that. Basically anything that's like a 7-second punchline probably came from Vine at some point. From this came and caused a boom in content, as the Vine creators, little did many people know, were actually very creative in longer videos. Due to the fact of how creative they had to be in 7 seconds, they could now utilize more of their creativity over a longer period of videos. Some of the examples of Vine creators would be like Logan and Jake Paul. They started on Vine. I'm trying to think of the person's name. It's spacing me. Sorry. Lele Pons, there it is. She was originally a Vine creator, and then obviously some of the Vine creators went off and did other stuff, like King Batch became a movie star rather than going with the whole YouTube thing. A lot of the people in community resented these people, though. Basically, a lot of them have very cringy personalities. Logan and Jake Paul are kind of, the word would be D-bags, and Lele Pons just doesn't seem to be the brightest in her videos, and they're all just really cringeworthy content to some people. Obviously, they have their fan bases of the people that appreciate what they do. Currently, there's just a huge battle against YouTube for videos, video rights, who has what rights, what fair use technically is, how it's described in the thing, people claiming other people's content because they use their video in another video. There's a lot of that going on right now. It's really hard on commentary YouTubers who will watch a video under fair use of someone else's and then make comments on it to make their content. And just it's just a very messy situation right now. And it's kind of crazy. Another popular thing going on right now would be YouTube boxing. There's a bunch of YouTubers that are getting into the boxing world and trying to fight each other or fight other YouTubers. Some of the major names for that is KSI, who is from England, or Great Britain as it's called. That's where he's from, makes videos, part of the group called The Sidemen, which is 6 or 7 guys together that make a bunch of content together and are best friends. Others involved in the boxing are Logan and Jake Paul, obviously. Why wouldn't they be? Logan Paul just secured a fight against arguably the greatest boxer of all time in Floyd Mayweather, and Logan Paul just fought Nate Robinson, who was a retired NBA player, and knocked him out. So it's getting pretty mainstream now for those guys, I'd say, over anything. Obviously, YouTube, being what it is just a video sharing site where people can use their creativity to gain a following and a fan base and possibly make a living off of it. And hopefully I kind of went into it a little bit. there's obviously behind the scenes politics and such, like certain video, certain content creators getting promoted over others just because their content is more suitable for the YouTube look rather than not. And it's a whole mess, but obviously the site is still doing well and still a very popular site for a reason.